War. War never changes. Most days I never want to wake up. I wish for the mental scrutiny to quiet, to escape into a land of my dreams for solace. The constant internal battles clutter my mind. It seems as if no combination of medication and learned skills could ever help me feel normal. I feel like I always start with a disadvantage and am always too late. I know there are others fighting the good fight along with me, and those who cannot fight any longer. It's a difficult road. One that many may never be able to understand. But the battles are real. The struggles are painful. And there is rarely peace in these trenches. Because war never changes. What the Fallout franchise means to me. The now Bethesda-published post-apocalyptic series, Fallout, is a very popular FPS RPG that originated as a turn-based RPG on PC, then, once bought by Bethesda Softworks, became a cross-platform craze. Hyper-violence, choice and karma, character customization, and deep RPG elements are the core values of the Fallout brand. The thing that enraptured me the moment I was able to get my hands on the very buggy PS3 copy of Fallout 3 was the world itself. Each Fallout game takes place in a different area of the United States, usually at different times after the post-apocalyptic events. In short, the world is a post-war 1950s-inspired retro-futuristic society that takes place in the 22nd and 23rd centuries, and you are placed in different locations that are all trying to rebuild society after the nuclear bombs dropped. Its open world is bleak and dreary, but has a lot of humor and goofiness stylized to create a lighthearted but grim world. Each game follows a different perspective, whether it be from a vault dweller or a courier dragged into a turf war over a mysterious package. The overarching character story for my avatar was not what interested me or pulled me into the games. It was the world, the small stories of the individuals who survive and live in this awful wasteland. It's a side quests and the settlements full of people with their own threads of life and array of personalities that inhabit these towns. Scientists with new experiments to help or hurt the world and the people in it, super mutants who just want to kill, and the various terrifying radiated animals that try to attack you fill this barren wasteland with life and stories. Bustling cities to deserted quarries overrun by deathclaws create this world filled with wonder and fear. Video games are my favorite way to distract myself and get lost in a narrative fiction. I'm a huge movie consumer, but it's only a passive experience. Video games allow me to exercise my control, while also experiencing someone else's art and imagination. Games like Minecraft give me near infinite control and creative freedom, allowing me to either listen to music or podcasts and zone out into the fun monotony of the game. Games like The Last of Us or God of War require my full, undivided attention, and I consume them with the highest respect and vulnerability for their deep and rich stories. There are so many different ways to consume and experience a video game for me, but I also struggle with depression and anxiety. These two disorders or illnesses creep their way into every facet of my life, debilitating normal functions and creating a lot more work for my mind and body and disparaging my dreams and goals. I go into every film I watch with a very vulnerable heart and mind, and allow it to affect me deeply and emotionally. I do the same with video games, allowing their worlds to take over mine. Games like Minecraft, more mindless creation types, give me a chance to consume other things at the same time, like podcasts, and I enjoy that I can do them both simultaneously. The problem with this is that it feels like I'm still in my reality. I'm only half in on both those activities if I'm doing them at the same time, so I'm mostly conscious of my own reality. This allows my distracting and depressing thoughts to take control and have free reign like they normally do. Games like The Last of Us or God of War are better at cutting those thoughts off and fully engulfing me in their universes, where I can step outside myself and experience other characters' troubles and other characters' comforts. The Fallout games aren't the most narrative-strong games, but the way that all the hundreds of small individual stories of all the characters culminate in this world, it gives me such a different opportunity to live in this game's world for a while, and just experience it through the game's rules and mechanics. I am the character I created. I get to create my story in this world. I get to make choices in a world that I'll never get to experience, probably for the better, and see how the rest of the environment reacts to my decisions. The aesthetic of the Fallout series is also a big part of it. It's a little bit clunky, but so charming. I enjoyed that there's leaps in logic for weird technologies and that it has a sort of natural nostalgia, despite me never having lived in the real-life decades that the game's adornments are inspired by. Sure, the game isn't without its faults and awful bugs, but there's also a sort of charm to the Bethesda jankiness. The Fallout franchise has helped me through some very rough spots in my life. It gives me a chance to escape the circle of darkness into maybe a more dreary reality, but one I find enjoyable and fun and interesting to learn more about as I explore. There's so much more I could say about all of these games. I could go into every specific gameplay mechanic, how the quest system works, and how all the items work, but that's not important for this video. I just wanted to get across the most important things about these games that impact me in my life. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing. Check out some of my older short films. Those are the main things I do on here, but I'm also looking to do some new stuff, some more non-narrative forms of video. Please subscribe. Please like if you enjoyed watching, and I hope you have a great day.